Magic Missile followed by Shikuchi, doing some harassment on the Mirana, but Earthshaker's coming with the stun. So, pretty smart lanes because they're going to get Slaughter a lot of farm in the top lane against the Soul Windrunner, and they're going to be able to get Priestess a little bit of farm, or Mirana, a little bit of farm against the jungling tri-lane, and Earthshaker being there will help prevent pushes when the Enigma comes out of the jungle. And meanwhile, we see Clockwork just trying to do some battery assaults, which is just taking a lot of damage from the tower. I don't really know what Clockwork's doing. He's going to be forced to use a salve very early on, and that should give Beastmaster a lot more lane control. We see KSSS playing the Windrunner, being harassed quite a bit by the Ancient Apparition. I couldn't catch that name at the moment. Jules is playing the Mirana, seeking his Weaver. Incense is on Vengeful Spirit, as I already said. We see Woots on the Earthshaker, and Earthshaker's being hit quite a bit, getting physical harassed by the Weaver and the Vengeful Spirit. So, Weaver and Vengeful Spirit should win this lane, especially if Enigma comes out of the jungle and provides some pressure. We have Mei on the Clockwork, Nirvana Yao on the Beastmaster, and Vash on the Ancient Apparition. I'll see what Slaughter is. Ancient Apparition is doing a really good job keeping Windrunner off the lane, just doing a lot of harassment. I don't really know why Windrunner tanked a lot of that. A little bit unnecessary, but I guess she wanted to do as much damage as she could before she had to retreat and pop the salve. And with the salve, she should be okay. Meanwhile, Beastmaster pops the Quill Beast. It's a beast now, it's not really a pig, it's not a boar, but it's definitely a beast. And we have John on the Slaughter. He's definitely going to have free farm, nonetheless. Winner will be able to get more experience than she would have if Earthshaker had been in that lane, but she won't be able to get too much farm at all. And Slaughter, this will benefit Slaughter greatly and benefit the Mineski team extremely, or help Mineski transition to the mid game very quickly, because again, if Slaughter gets that Blink Dagger, that'll help shut down the Weaver. So that's what they're counting on at this point. Let's see what Ancient Apparition is doing. I don't really know what Ancient Apparition is doing. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Seeking is a very strong carry player. He should be lasting most of the creeps that he can while providing ample physical harass. Earthshaker is just doing a good job scaring back the Vengeful Spirit and the Weaver from pursuing the Mirana too aggressively. Meanwhile, Clockwork looks like Beastmaster is controlling this lane pretty well, but we see Vash coming around for gank on the Beastmaster, just auto-attacks the creep, doesn't even throw down cold feet. But I guess he recognized that Clockwork wasn't in position to follow up with a battery assault or a cog, so just a little bit of scaring, but that gives KSSS on the top lane a little bit more room to maneuver, a little bit, be able to harass the Slaughter a little bit more, now that he recognized that Ancient Apparition went to the mid lane to harass the Beastmaster. So that'll give Windrunner a lot of experience. Meanwhile, Magic Missile followed by a Terror on the Mirana, and Mirana leaps out to safety, and we'll have to... She picks up a bottle, and your top left item icon. Meanwhile, Windrunner is level 4? Level 4, I think. I can't really tell. But she's faring okay in terms of experience. Of course, I have no doubt she's not faring well in terms of farm. She put... Excuse me. It's been a while since I've casted, so if I'm a little rusty, please forgive me. But it should be... Hopefully this game will be very fun nonetheless. Right now there hasn't been any kills. Not a very low action game, but I've been told that this game picks up very, very quickly and becomes very exciting. So I hope that it will be granted. Meanwhile, Mirana, having the bottle, can spam her spells a little bit more effectively. I don't expect her to get many runes, because Beastmaster and the Clockwork, with their very strong map mobility and their proximity to the mid lane, will allow them to pick up more runes than the Priestess would. So, yeah. But Mirana, being on the Filipino team, I expect them to bottle Crow pretty pretty hard and pretty aggressively, not be hesitant. I can't really check, but I imagine there are 2 Crows on the Scourge team, and one of them is for the Mirana to just spam the bottle. Meanwhile, we have John getting a lot of farm on the Windrunner, goes in for a crush, but nobody's there to help him. Ancient Apparition is a little too slow. Slaughter goes for a block, but no, Windrunner is just a little too fast, and Ancient Apparition was really out of position. Couldn't follow up with a Cold Feet or an Ice Vortex or anything. So Windrunner was able to escape with relative ease. Meanwhile, Sea King is doing a good job harassing, already picked up a Ring of Health, is farming very effectively. Meanwhile, Vengeful Spirit is going to check for the rune. Should be careful. Oh, Clockwork gets a nice rocket and a hook, but he sees the Enigma coming out of the jungle and is going to try to hurt on the Clockwork a bit, but a nice Fisher by the Earthshaker helping support, but that just gives Sea King even more lane control in the bottom lane. So they saved the Vengeful Spirit, but they lost a little bit of time harassing the Weaver, and Weaver is going to take that advantage. And Weaver is definitely the most powerful late game hero in this game, I imagine. Of course, Slardar and Mirana can handle themselves pretty well as Jules fired an arrow, but I couldn't hear anything. Just doing a little bit of harassment on the Weaver. Mirana's not being... She's not shy about using Starfall, and she shouldn't be, because that'll help push the lane, and that'll help prevent Enigma from getting a lot of lane presence in coming out of the jungle, helping gank the bottom lane. But yeah, so Enigma hasn't been very effective. This dual lane by Mineski has been pretty effective in shutting down the Enigma in the jungle. Of course, that's not preventing the Weaver from getting pretty much free farm, but you know, it's doing its job. It's not getting pushed on. So excuse me. And meanwhile, John is continuing his free farm up top. So 7 minutes in the game, not much action at this point. Just a little bit of harassment. Have some very interesting map movement. We see Beastmaster actually retreating to the top lane, and I guess Scourge had a ward, so Beastmaster couldn't come in with a roar or anything. So that's just going to give Clockwork a lot more farming, a lot more time to farm, a lot more time to get the runes and pick up experience. But Weaver throws down a swarm, hits both the Earthshaker and the bottom, and a roar goes on the Earthshaker. Malphus Eidolon's doing a lot of damage. Let's see if Weaver does pick up the last hit. So that will be very... No, Beastmaster picked up the last hit, excuse me. So that'll help fund maybe... There's not really invisible heroes, but it wouldn't surprise me to see Beastmaster pick up a gem and go for very good counter warning. So a nice gank by the Beastmaster, and that gives, of course, Sea King a lot of assist gold and will help transition to tower push. Banana gets hit by the arrow by the Priestess Moon, and Clockwork Rocket is going to help push back the creep wave, so that's going to stop them. But looks like Nirvana is going to try to back off from the tower, which they should. Meanwhile, the Windrunner is forced to run away. She only has boots. I think that's a Ring of Regen. Probably going for a mechanism.
Regeneration.
And it's just going to fire a power shot to use that regeneration rune to its maximum effectiveness. So yeah, bottle crowing by the Mirana. Very important to watch auto camera. But right now there hasn't been too much action, so every little bit of detail counts. I would be interested to see what the creep stats are in this game. But again, I can't see them. So Windrunner is... Potom is level 6. She has 3 points in the Starfall, 2 points in the arrow, 1 point into leap. Hasn't picked up the ultimate. Very standard for a Potom not to pick up the ultimate until very late. Pom's ultimate is not the best ultimate in the game by a long shot. It's not very useful. Of course, once you get into the later game, once you go for Roshan or team fights. Meanwhile, Ursha gets Malphus, gets another roar on the Earthshaker. Wild Axis hits him. Black Hole. A little bit unnecessary. Maybe he was hoping to catch the Mirana as well, but he missed. So I think Earthshaker would have died regardless. Weaver was following up pretty well. Meanwhile, Clockwork is going after the Vengeful Spirit and manages to pick up a kill, but Clockwork nearly died in the process. But that helps Mineski get on the scoreboard, so well done by the Clockwork. But Nirvana China is doing a good job in focusing where to gank. They're ganking their carries lane, and they're constantly having the Enigma be a presence in the jungle, and they're putting Beastmaster there, the Hawk, the Roar, the Axes, helping to gank, and helping provide a lot of vision for the Weaver to continue free farming. And, you know, Weaver will probably pick up maybe a Hood. Actually, I don't know if pick up a Hood in this case, because there is a Slardar, who is basically all physical damage. Mirana doesn't have the best magical damage. But, you know, Ancient Apparition, Clockwork, Earthshaker are all pretty much magical damage. So Weaver will probably pick up a Hood and maybe a Vitality Booster and then go for the standard Radiance build. But all this ganking will just be very instrumental in helping the Weaver farm up to those core items that he desperately needs and be a DPS machine down the road. And Mirana hasn't been getting too much farm because her lane's constantly being getting ganked. Of course, Slaughter is getting pretty much free farm, but you know, Slaughter will get tanky and then get a Blink Dagger, but if Weaver has strong enough map awareness, which Sea King definitely does, and the Hawk will help in that regard, he shouldn't be ganked too hard by the Slaughter once he gets the Blink Dagger and Crush Amplify combo destroys Weaver. So, we see Beastmaster roaming back towards mid lane. Beastmaster is level 8, so meanwhile Enigma is level 7. Max Eidolons is going to provide a little bit of pressure on the top lane with the Eidolons and the Windrunner attack. I mean, the auto camera shifts to the mid lane as Mineski team smokes up. I love the smoke animation. It just looks badass. So all the teams are migrating to the top lane, but the Enigma managed to pick up a last hit on the tower, so let's see if that will fund an early BKB or an early Blink Dagger. And early Blink Dagger will probably be better because other than the Earthshaker, Clockwork with a nice hook in catches the Vengeful Spirit, and Vengeful Spirit does die, but Beastmaster does teleport in. Ice Blast misses. Clockwork will definitely die in that. Yeah, Clockwork dies in that exchangement. But Ancient Apparition threw out an Ice Blast, managed to get a double kill, and Weaver is on the warpath trying to pick off Jules, getting Shikuchi, getting a swarm, and Jules' leap looks like it's on cooldown, is just going to try to do as much damage as possible, and Shikuchi picks up the kill. So, although the Mineski team managed to get 2 for 1 in the top lane, Weaver managed to pick up a kill on the bottom lane, and more importantly, Slaughter does die to the Beastmaster and the Windrunner. So Nirvana.CN is playing very well. They also picked up the tower on the top lane. So a little bit of couple mistakes on Mineski, and Nirvana.CN, though not the strongest Chinese team, is definitely a good enough team to make Mineski regret any mistake that they make. So yeah, Ice Blast is going to come down in the bottom lane, hit the Weaver, and this is probably going to force the Weaver to retreat into the woods, may go back to Fountain Heal. He's pretty low on mana. Let's check his goal really fast. He's at 2.2k. So probably going to pick up a Hood, or maybe he's going to rush the Relic because he has been getting relative free farm. And, you know, he hasn't been getting ganked too hard. He hasn't been harassed too much. So you can cut corners in this case because your team's winning. So if you can cut corners and secure your advantage and make it an even greater advantage, that works very well. Of course, if you tried to, you know, hold on to that advantage too long, like if you're winning but you keep turtling, you might regret that later, because one mistake in Dota can just change the outcome of games significantly. But in this case, let's see if Weaver is going to cut corners. No. Meanwhile, the Windrunner, despite having a pretty tough top lane, because there was no Earthshaker presence, Windrunner managed to pick up a pretty fast mechanism. And Clockwork gets a hook in on the Vengeful Spirit, but Enigma gets a nice black hole, gets a couple kills. No, 1 kill. Beastmaster gets a kill, and Enigma gets a kill on the Clockwork, and Earthshaker died as well. So this is gonna look very well for Nirvana. May pick up another tower, but Slaughter and Mirana and HF are all still alive. Slaughter is a very strong chasing hero, and without the black hole, without the, you know, the Vengeful Spirit swap, and without the Beastmaster Roar, they can't really take the team fight. But all the while, Sea King is at the bot lane, continuing his farm train, and he's at 2.8k gold. So, man, looks like he's going straight for that Relic. And normally, you want to be pretty safe. You want to pick up that Hood, because Weaver has basically no HP and can be killed very easily. But Weaver is pretty high level at this point. Level 10, almost has level 2 of the ultimate, and Scourge recognizes this. They have to get a gank, but the Beastmaster, Hawk, the Enigma in the jungle is providing the Weaver a constant safety blanket. So Nirvana.CN is playing this very well, and they're winning. They have 2 towers. Mineski has 0 towers. Weaver has farmed. Slaughter has died. Pretty sure, yep, Mirana has died as well, and Weaver hasn't died, and looks like Clockwork is trying to get a nice angle on the hook, but he has nobody to follow up with the chain stun, with maybe a Priestess of the Moon Starfall. Meanwhile, Earthshaker pretty much has nothing. He has, he managed to pick up his boots just now, and having 15-minute boots is not good on Earthshaker. He's not going to pick up arcane boots anytime soon. Has no soul ring. Meanwhile, Priestess looks like